the subtitle is an abused husband.
I know what you mean.
So here, dear Terence and Beth, I am Carl. I think it's very correct. Hi, dear Terence and Beth, I am Carl and just 4 months married to a naive Filipina from one of the island of Mindanao. And we happily settled here in Dumaguete. I just found out your channel last week and I am now hooked up on your videos, especially your advice section. I decided to write my problems to you with the hope other expats married with the same situations as I am will give some tips how to solve it. I love my wife very much and I accept her with all my heart with hoping she will learn that she already married and not alone in bed anymore. My problem is my wife is very unusual when she sleeps. When we sleep, we hug each other. We hug each other and the next time I notice when I wake up, her feet is already in my mouth and her head is in my feet. Sometimes her butt is already in my nose. Before we had queen size bed where we sleep, but she always falling in bed every time. Every time it happens, I carried her back in bed. I put mattress in her side so when she fall, it's not so painful. But I surrender and sell our bed when my wife pushed me out in the bed and got me injured. Pity husband. So we just sleep in an open space room, but still she's so unusual when she sleep until one day I got an idea to tie her so she can't move when she sleep and she agreed it. And that was also the embarrassing moment because one morning, my mother-in-law stays with us in couple of days and I forgot to lock the room while I went to the kitchen to get coffee and leave my wife in deep sleep and suddenly, my mother-in-law opened a room and she saw her daughter naked with tie in hands and legs. She shouted that makes her never worried what happened. But I just resolved it without big details of what happened. My wife explains to her mother what happened. Now I just let my wife free to push and kick me. I just let myself suffering of every night's pushing and my wife's different unusual position, and hoping someday she can control herself while she sleeps. Please advise me what to do. Carl. Yeah, go.
Separate beds would seem to be certainly one of the options that you might want, but then you said that your wife hugs you and did he say that she was very sexy or
no? When in the beginning of the night before they sleep, they
hug each other.
They hug each other when they sleep.
So that part, of course, you wouldn't want to give up. But then you make it so extreme, it sounds more like a wrestling match or a freestyle karate tournament in bed. Now, if you're really just worried about her falling out of bed, why don't you get a bed with railings around it so that she can't fall out of bed, or push the bed with her side against the wall. That would be a way to do it, if indeed this is serious, which somehow I doubt. What?
Yeah, I think, because as you said in your videos, that you just been married 4 months ago, so maybe your wife is in the adjusting period, that she's not alone anymore in her while she sleep, so because possible like that, because there are some people that sleeping very, very awkward, right?
Yeah.
So maybe she's still in adjustable period, and as you said that you just let your wife and let you been kicked let yourself been suffered, just continue, just continue being kicked and just if that's your wife, it's already your wife, You
Oh,
know,
must
so
be, maybe
maybe
it's your
part of your
cross to bear.
yeah, part of your marriage life, you know. So who knows? Just observe, you know, and find a solutions. Yeah, I'm so sleepy. Yeah, just
Keep going for the economy, okay?
you know.
Are
So
are we really looking at something that's serious? Could anybody be so fast asleep and yet so violent when they were asleep that they would be kicking and not feel that they've kicked? One of the aspects of kicking is that you know that you've kicked something. So I guess another important aspect of the kicking is where she kicks you. I mean, if you're facing her and it goes to the family jewels,
you need,
that would make your eyes water, wouldn't it?
yeah, or else, you know, or else just hug your wife tight. You know, so in other words, if you hug your wife tight, and then when she moving, you can, because you hug, you know that she's moving, right? And then you move her again, you know, in the right positions, you know, until time will come. She just, her positions will be, you know, she will use that in her positions that never moving, you know.
Aren't you forgetting that when you go to sleep, when you go to bed at night, you're going to sleep and rest? It sounds like you're giving him a night shift as well as a day shift.
Yeah, but that's her wife. It's her job. It's his job.
Well, it's not her job. It's not his job to hold somebody. I don't know.
Yeah, because if you advise them to have a separate bed, it's not a marriage life.
Honey, lots of people sleep in separate beds. We know people who sleep in separate beds.
But it's different, you know.
It's different.
You know, so I think just carry the cross, you know. Just carry the cross, and it in time that cross will never be a cross, you know. You got me?
I guess you could got the what I would call the Q, the QUEUE, where you hug the lady from behind, and you can put your hands around the front.
Yeah.
So she has her back to you, and I don't know, you're in that kind of a position like that. So you could be doing that, and probably minimise the damage. The other thing, I suppose, you could take up karate, and so that you would have all the blocks and everything organised, so that if she did kick you, it would become second nature to you to avoid being hurt.
Yeah, or another thing, you know.
Another thing?
Because it says in her email that one time the feet of his wife is already in her mouth, right? Near in her face or
a
something.
figure of speech, I would have thought.
Yeah.
Yes.
What if you just let your wife wear a boots? You know, a cotton boots, or a like a dress boots. You know, so that, for example, because this part is painful if it hits you, right? So at least it's a little bit like it's like a sack put in her feet, you know.
Well, perhaps I should find some special boots that are made of his favourite food, and then when he finds his wife's feet in his mouth, then at least he'll be able to enjoy part of it. What about boxing gloves?
Yeah, but I think it's just a matter of adjusting, you know, because when we get married, Terence and I, when we get married, I'm not used that there's somebody in the bed, you know. I'm not. It takes me a few weeks, a month, then I realize that there's some guy in my bed, you know.
Some guy.
I mean, there's a guy. You're a guy, right?
A guy. Hold on a second.
Yeah,
yes.
there's a man in
Yes,
in
it
the,
turns
you
out
know.
I
So
am.
it's a kind of adjusting period, you know, and at the same time, you know, Terence, when we got married, Terence snore, right? He's snoring, you know. He's do that.
This is an absolute lie.
You snore, darling.
How can you say that, honey?
Yeah,
It's
he snore, you know. So for example, I didn't sleep yet, and then he sleep and he snore. It takes me so difficult to sleep, you know, because of his snore, you know.
I sleep on my side now, so it's not the same problem. You don't snore when you sleep on your side.
Yeah, but you still snore, darling. You know, but I already after a month of that, I just use on the sounds, and I have no problem at all anymore. Whether he snore very, very loud.
What about the earplugs? Didn't they help?
No, I didn't. But, it's just a matter of adjusting. It's just because you're still in the period of adjustment. So, your wife is not used that you're there. So, in other words, he's doing that. So, just try to monitor whether there's a night, there's a night that she's behaving. What did she eat? Maybe that's the reasons why she's so brutal, always moving, because there's a lot of mosquito. There's your bed sheets is not been clean. That's why it's itchy. So she's always do that. So maybe that's another thing. Or maybe she eats something that makes her stomach not good. That's why she's always she's not nag-alindasay. She's restless. Because there are there's like that you eat a lot and then you sleep. Later on, you're gonna be restless, right? So possible that's some reasons, right? Or your bed sheets is not has a daghang bunhok. No, the bed sheets not been washed for 2 weeks. So there's a lot of
2 weeks.
Possible. I don't know. Just in case, that's another possibility that the reasons why her wife is always been nag-alindasay, restless, is because
maybe he hasn't bathed in 2 weeks.
So make sure that the bed sheet, the pillow is clean, and maybe, or else let your wife have a bath first, half bath before she sleep, because sometimes the reasons why also is that we are restless because there's a lot of katul, katul, because
what's the katul?
Itchy, right? So that's why she's restless, possible. So there's a lot of options. So all you need to do is just monitor the day or the night that your wife is not restless, and just stay put in bed, and maybe you get an idea what did she do on that night before she sleep that makes her very full asleep, that they didn't move anywhere.
Well, I'd like to be a fly on the wall when you try to get her to have a bath, in case that's her fault.
So
probably suggest that you have a bath instead. That's why she's feeling so itchy. How long since you had a bath? Some guys go for a week,
Yeah, because they thought that it's normal.
Yeah, I think they call them crusty.
So because there are others that cannot sleep, can sleep very well if they're clean in their body.
They can't. They can't sleep.
They can sleep very well.
Oh, they sleep.
Yeah, because of the cold in their body, and then they fall asleep. Got that? So yeah, don't let your wife eat a lot, because possible that's the reasons why she's restless. Clean up the bed sheets, the pillow, whatever that makes it dusty, that make her itchy, and don't let her give a stress, so she could sleep very well.
Don't let her do what?
Don't give her stress. So
don't give her stress.
Yeah, because sometimes when you're stressed, you always do on the other side of the pillow, go in the other of the pillow, so she could able to sleep, so that's it. And if it didn't work, it's your problem. It's already 11:44. Okay, I tried my mind and my eyes to open.
You tried your mind and your eyes to open.
So I hope that our subscriber, you get point from our subscribers, because I'm sure that there's a lot of expat there, who's got married, and then at first months of being together with their wife is very moving, so yeah.
Right, and if that doesn't work,
if it doesn't work, then let it be. It's your cross.
Come back, we'll give you your money back.
It's your cross. Or don't do the tie. Don't do it, because you said in your videos that you tied the hand and you tied the leg of your wife.
And did you say that worked?
he said he didn't mention, but he said that his in-laws saw it. You know, don't do it because in case that there's fire, your wife could difficult to go out